So Hillary Clinton showing her cards in that speech, to be sure. Expect to hear the trigger finger, loose cannon rhetoric all the way from now until November. She is the one with the foreign policy experience. She's going to argue. She says Trump is dangerous, can't be trusted. But retired Lieutenant General Michael Flynn says her past actions, he believes, make her the dangerous one. Watch this.
A Secretary of State who uses an unsecure email server to send and receive highly classified national security information, knowing that she's not doing the right thing. The rise of the Islamic State, the failure of Libya, the failure of the Russian reset, the failure of the pivot to the Pacific Iranian nuclear deal, which she was directly involved in Yemen. I mean, there's so many things that she touched that are just utter failures.
Going to be interesting, right? Sam Clovis joins us now, National Co-Chair and Chief Policy Advisor for the Trump campaign. Sam, welcome. Good to have you with us this morning.
Thanks, Martha. It's an honor to be on with you.
Well, thank you. You know, you watched that back and forth yesterday, and it's clear that Hillary Clinton has watched the Donald Trump rise on the GOP side, and she has seen how he has accomplished it, in part by making mincemeat out of the people that he ran against, by calling them names, lying Ted, little Marco, all of that. She has decided that she's going to go after him, calling him dangerous, calling him a loose cannon, you know, that his finger on the trigger is a bad idea. How's that going to go?
Well, I think there's a couple of things to take a look at. At first, I think the whole premise of her speech was supposed to be on foreign policy. I don't think there's very much in there, and certainly if she wants to extend the record of Barack Obama, I think we'll be happy to run against that. I think that's going to be very important from that aspect because of the utter failures that General Flynn and others have pointed out, and we don't need to rehash that. But I do think that one of the things that's very interesting here is I think that this speech may have been just as much focused for people inside the Beltway here in Washington and for the people in California. I think she sees that Bernie Sanders is right over her shoulder, and I think that this was really what that speech was about. And I think one of the things that's interesting, because the premise going in, it says that everything's been done is okay, I'm going to extend that, we're going to be fine. Well, the truth of the matter is the American people are totally disgusted with the way things are, and if she wants to run on that, I think we'll be happy to run against that.
But Sam, don't you think that over the course of the next several months, she's going to distance herself from certain policies, certain things that were done in the Obama administration, and say, you know, I wasn't president then, but I'm running for president now, and there are things that I would have done a little bit differently?
Well, I don't know. I honestly don't know, because so far she's tacked left, very hard left, and I think it's hard to get left of this president. I think Bernie Sanders might be out there left of, but I think that Bernie Sanders has made her tack left very hard. I think if she tries to tack back to the center, it's going to look confusing, and I think, again, it'll show weakness on her part as a candidate.
Could be. You know, in terms of policy, and you're a policy advisor for Mr. Trump, the biggest criticism against him is that he's not fond of digging in terms of learning foreign policy, understanding what's going on with Iran, with the Sunni culture versus the Shia culture. Are these issues that he is curious about, that he digs in on, and that he will be able to face off with Hillary on that debate stage, because that's what she's going to demand?
Well, I'm an old fighter pilot, and we say we have flight test data on this, and I can assure you that he has great curiosity about these issues. I've talked to him personally about this. I think that he has an excellent young man with him nearly every day. Stephen Miller is a tremendous asset to this campaign. I'm working most of the strategic things, and I know as we get closer and closer to the convention, and then as we get ready for the debate season coming up after Labor Day, I think we're going to be primed and ready. And I think that this whole campaign has been focusing on a crescendo. And the fact that we've caught up with Mrs. Clinton this fast, I think has really startled her as well, and I think this is why she's pivoted to the personal side as opposed to the policy side.
You may be right about that. But a lot of people look to this period and, you know, through the summer months as the time when Donald Trump will need to bring into the fold the rest of the people that he would need to win. Nobody can say that he has not done extraordinarily well and exceeded all expectations in being able to win the nomination and being able to close the gap in some of these polls against Hillary Clinton. But now he's got to reassure people who are nervous about about him, and that's exactly why that's where she's going. What is he going to do that? Because it's been long anticipated, and many people believe it hasn't happened.
Well, I think one of the things is we're in constant dialogue with people all over this country, people who are experts, and frankly, I want to tell you, we're not exactly keen on going to the tried and true 30-year inside the Beltway establishment people who, frankly, have gotten us in this ditch along the way. So we're going to be looking for fresh talent. The other part of this is that we really are focused on the future. We're going to be focused on how to make America great again. And so if we think that what has been going on has been good, all you have to do is take a look at the job numbers that came out today. I mean, my word. I mean, what a hideous number that is, and I can't believe that anyone would say because we had positive job growth that was a good thing, and it's not. It's just simply not. This economy's in the ditch. The country's in the ditch. People have no confidence in the government of this country, and I don't have a lot of time here, but I will tell you, in my discussions with people, particularly from Europe, and in Eastern Europe in particular, they are ready for a Donald Trump presidency because they feel abandoned and left behind by this administration, and Hillary Clinton has been at the very point of the sword when it comes to American foreign policy, and they really are looking forward to a Donald Trump presidency.
All right, we want to talk more about that, so I hope you'll come back. Good to see you.
Oh, I will.
Thank you.
It's a great honor. Thanks.
Good to have you with us.
Thank you, Martha. You bet.